height. So yeah, and don't think it's not enough for 4 people. It's actually a lot because once again they are super rich. So I think you will be fine even if you want to share with other people or keep them. I did not mention that you definitely can keep them for a long time, even if it's raw, because there's nothing in them that would spoil. In the fridge for over a week, can last. In the freezer, just cut them in chunks, and then you can really, you know, you can eat them whenever you want. A little bit of, you know, comfy, nice, healthy food. Okay, so that would be roughly my pan. You see, my pan is a bit too big. Just don't forget to layer with some baking paper so you can really unfold it easily. And then you will just slice it the way you want. I will show you after the one I've made. Okay. So now that this is done, just put it in your fridge. If you want to enjoy them tonight, which I'm sure some will want to, put them in the freezer. Okay. Minimum 30 minutes, because then they will have the perfect texture. But the longer it stays in the fridge, the better, because you want them to be hard enough, okay? And at this time it's sticky, it's not hard enough. They will harden in the fridge or in the freezer, okay? So I'm putting them in the fridge, and I'm just gonna talk to you a little bit about the vanilla cashew cream, even easier, and then we'll be done. I just need to wash my hands, like you probably. And the vanilla cashew cream, okay, I'm not going to make it now because basically it will be lots of noise and not so much to learn, because it's super easy. What you need is the ingredients I gave you, which are here. And we're going to go through them one more time, and your high-speed blender again. So just to be sure I had put the right quantities, but I think I did on this one. Let me just double check. On this one you need 240 grams of cashews. Okay, I had mentioned before, the cashews need to be soaked. Okay, not like almonds that need usually like overnight soaking to be super soft. Those one in a few hours it's okay. After actually they become slimy. So yeah, I would say 4 hours, 5 hours. And if you don't have time, you just boil them in water for 10 minutes, okay? Then you rinse them, you drain them well, and they're ready to be used. They are so rich in fat, also those ones, that you will blend them. And even if you don't have a high-speed blender, oh, Armel is asking about the ingredients and quantity. Armel, okay, if it's about this, the cashew cream, I'm just going through it. So we need 240 grams of these cashews, which have been soaked ahead of time, so your blender can blend them very easily, okay? We need maple syrup, okay? If you don't have maple syrup, you can replace it, if you're in Singapore, with liquid gula melaka, which also is very good, interesting, because it's got nutrients that are a bit similar. The GI index also is more interesting than the sugar one for sure. I wouldn't recommend honey because it's got a strong taste. However, if you couldn't find vanilla, like Juliette for instance, you might want to use honey, which will give a nice, especially if you have a nice honey. It's not vegan, but it will work well, and it's a good ingredient anyway. You can blend it with your honey if you didn't. Don't go for like high fructose corn syrup. This is like super bad for your health. Don't go for agave, it's really processed and super high in fructose. So yeah, if you couldn't find maple syrup, rice malt syrup is an alternative. Honey could be, and then yeah, gula melaka for the Singaporean ones. Okay, how much you need? It's basically 1/4 of a cup. Okay, so 1/4 of a cup of the liquid sweetener. Okay, 2 teaspoons of real vanilla. Okay, only 2 teaspoons. If you didn't find any, it's a bit tricky right now with the confinement. Again, if you're using honey, it can bring some nice flavor. What about rum? I didn't put, yeah, well, you can try rum, Juliette, for instance, yes, you could try rum to give a little bit of a taste to your cashew cream. The thing is, if you don't put any vanilla, I had said also you can use maybe amaretto, or you can use some almond essence. You want to give a bit of an essence and a flavor, because the cashews can be a bit overwhelming. They are super great because you can make a very creamy dessert with them, but you want something just to bring another kind of flavor, and maybe rum. Amaretto would be nice, or almonds, but why not? Just give it a try. A pinch of sea salt, okay, not compulsory, but I'm not fond of salt in general, but I think this makes a little difference. And for the water, you need to add 3/4 of a cup of water, okay? So 240 grams soaked cashews. If you're allergic to those ones, you could switch with macadamia, which are also kind of buttery, creamy nuts. Not as easy to find as those ones, but and it will be slightly different, but it can work well, okay? 1/4 of a cup of sweetener, maple, ideally. Pinch of sea salt, your 2 teaspoons of vanilla, okay, and then 3/4 of a cup of water. And then that's it, because you're just gonna put it in your high-speed blender. Okay, I'm cheating because it's making noise and because I didn't have time to clean my Thermomix, okay? But if you're at home, you just do it. You put everything in your high-speed blender. You start like medium speed and you increase gradually. And you will need a spatula just to, you know, scrape down a few times. You need to get a very creamy texture with no grain, and you can achieve that by just blending, okay? I would say with the Thermomix, it's like 5-6 minutes to get the right texture, okay? So if you still have grains, go a little bit more. Anyway, your brownies are not ready yet, and just blend it more so you get the real creaminess that you're expecting from a dessert, okay? You don't want to get any grain in there. And then this one, when it's done, you put it, like you transfer it in a nice jar, you put it in your fridge. You're gonna have much more than what you need because the brownies are already quite rich. But the good thing is that you can use this cream with so many things. As you just pour it, you can just pour it on like raw fruits. You can have it tomorrow as a nice treat with your breakfast, even on your actually toast can work. You can keep it for, I would say, a few days in your fridge, but you can also freeze it. Just put it like in small containers, and you can freeze it on demand when you have guests coming again at your home one day. You will have this nice cream waiting in your freezer, and it can last for a few months in the freezer. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we'll plate that if you are coming to my place tonight, and then we'll be done. Okay, so I told you I use those little molds, and if you're having guests, you want maybe to make it either in a nice big pan as brownies or in those smaller. You see, it's not so thick, okay? I didn't want this to be too thick because it's very rich and gooey, and it's better like that. Just top it with your raw cacao powder, okay? You need that to bring a little contrast, and it will be nice in your plate, okay? Forgot something. Okay. I had prepared my cashew cream yesterday. I transferred this in this container to make it easier to pour, but you know. So I can show you the texture actually, so you can see how creamy it is, and that's what you should achieve. So if you want to see, it's like a real cream, okay? You see, very thick. So that's what you want to achieve, and absolutely no grain, which means your blender needs to work and work and work again. But that's for the good cause. No more than 10 minutes, I would say. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some on this. Okay, if it's for my husband, I will put more even, okay? And then maybe a little nice flower. Okay, and here it is. Okay, I didn't add any crushed nuts because we have lots of nuts in there already, but you can top it with crushed nuts, you can top it with some fruits, and actually another way to eat this is to have it with a fruit salad, berry salad, that it can bring some lightness to your dessert. Trust me, this is a big one, but at home they will eat it all. You can add that or not, but I promise if you make this one tonight, you will really like it, and you can eat it with so many other stuff. I will be sharing the recipe on my blog. I will be sharing it on Merci Marcel account, and maybe on YouTube if I manage to do it this time, tomorrow I guess. So anything you missed, you can have a double check, you can email me, you can write me a message on Instagram, and I really hope you like it. So I'll be super happy to know your thoughts about that, and if you're convinced, you can eat raw, vegan and gluten-free and enjoy it. I think you will, but I'd be happy to know. Okay, I say goodbye now. I hope you be safe, you spend nice time at home with your family, cooking, and thank you for the lovely comments. And yeah, maybe in 2 weeks time, I'll see you again. Bye bye guys, have a lovely evening in Singapore and a lovely day in France or elsewhere in Europe. Bye! Oh, sorry, Armel. How long can you keep in the fridge? The brownies, you can keep them in the fridge for, I would say, 4 or 5 days. They won't last at my place. So I've never kept them for so long. What I did do though, when I make big batches, because you can definitely make big batches, is just, you know, cut them in square and put it in the freezer. And any other question? No, no more question. Thank you for all your nice comments. Thank you for your time. And yeah, just share anything you want to know or you liked with me soon. Bye bye.
Je la sauve, hein.